It's Ronnie. I'm back. Been away for a while, been busy. This is Ronnie's tight-ass tips about how to use silicone, in a tube or in your house, to do it the right way, to keep stuff sealed up so it don't get any wetter or rottener till you really have time to get around to fixing the whole deal. This is white silicone. Oh yeah, and there's my Nebraska koozie with my beer. I had to wait, I just been home for about an hour. Rule number one when you're going to put silicone down anywhere to seal anything. See how dirty this roof is? This is my pop-up camper that had water damage already. And it seemed to have a little more. But clean it. Wherever you have to do, where you have problems. And here I'm going to explain to people that don't understand, pardon my different angles. But yeah, clean it first. Make sure it's good and clean, very clean, even if, and if you scrub it with soap or whatever, if it's never had anything on it yet. If it had silicone or any kind of sealant, you can see right down in there, this is a latex flat tape caulk on this roof that any retard can put down at the factory for the plant where they make this camper, and that's how they all do it. And yeah, they make it through warranty, but they're not even really in a good acrylic, and after, your 1 year, 2 year warranty, whatever you got, you harden dry out. And then, if you see right here, with my smoke, I'll use that for a pointer. There's a seam there in this metal runner where they run the screws through to cover. The plastic part on top that's broke don't mean much as long as these screws are tight because they're going through that crap. We used to call it thumb gum and crap tape pretty much when putting together reefer trailers. I did. They put a seam on this corner right here. Right there's the seam, and then they put this curve on it. Same on every corner, okay? Guess where the water got in? At this seam. It dried out. Oh, now I hope the Blaze PM ain't coming up on my video because it's coming up on my screen. And notification, I could give a shit less right now. But yeah, they use a solid strip, even though, yeah, this had a tree fall on it, okay? In Minnesota, in an ice storm, in the spring. I got it fairly cheap. I didn't do these patch jobs, other dude did. Yeah, it needs work, but it's cool. I got it for a good price. It's going to be my beater off-roader. And it's way too big, yeah. When I get it all done, maybe I'll swap somebody out for one half the size if you're interested. But now about putting down silicone for sealant in emergencies. Water leaks. See this? See this right here? There's a seam. And it looks like it's bubbling up, and you can, if you look close, you can see that little crack. Well, I pumped silicone into that, and it's stuffed from end to end. I don't care what it looks like. I just don't want to do any more damage, all right? Didn't worry about this here, because it's on an angle all the way up and down the roof. There is an angle of that roof. But you see, I got it super clean, where I had to silicone it, and they have those seams and these little angle pieces on every corner, and then they put this vinyl over the screws, that just to hide the screws. It's made for idiots to put these things together. They're not highly skilled labor in any frickin' factory building a camper, unless you have one specially built. My cigarette went out. What a bite. This had a tarp on it, and then it came off. I always tarp it outside. I don't have anywhere to put it. And it already had water damage all the way across the front because it was somebody's cabin up in Minnesota with like 5 kids. And it's not that bad a shape, but yeah, it needs work. Pardon me lighting my smoky treat. But here's a trick about putting down, emergency waterproofing. If you're on a roof like up there, I will tell you, if you have skylights or you notice you have a water leak somewhere, the best thing to buy is rubberized automotive undercoating in a can at creepo zone or oh screw me O'Reilly's or fucking unadvanced auto. Buy rubberized undercoating and try to make sure you rinse the roof off when it ain't raining and just spray the piss out of it, because it ain't gonna matter what it looks like. You want to stop the water leaks, okay? Water always wins. This don't look beautiful right now. I really don't care. It's going to get redone, and nobody's going to be looking at my roof going down the road or in my driveway or while I'm camping. And I got a pop-up, so, I'm not going to fit in. I'm going to be pulling it with something like this. It's awesome. It's my beater setup that works great. Number one, if you're going to put silicone down on anything for sealing, seams like these, find the seams. If you have water leak, try to find it. I found out, these right here, there's seams in the metal, and it's all dried out with that crap. This is a 98 camper. And it split, and even with a tarp, just the moisture got in, and it started messing stuff up. The rear end don't really have much water damage. It was the owners that messed it up. But hey, if you buy a brand new camper, any camper, I don't care if it's a freaking giant motorhome, once that baby's out of warranty, you better be going up and resealing everything and doing it right. Now here's the trick. Clean it. Take away all that junk, dry it out, caulk, or if it is silicone, it's very, peel it all out of there, and then you get your butt down there with a little hand scrub brush like I did, clean it all, let it dry, then you spray it down with Windex or something, or water and rubbing alcohol, like 50-50, spray it down and wipe it off again and let it dry. Then you go run the caulk gun, and it don't matter if it looks pretty, if it's up on the roof, because nobody's going to see it. Get it? You don't want water. Water always wins if it has a leak. And here's what people don't understand. You run a Vita caulk. All right, now, I need to explain this. I have, can you see that? Yeah. I got to screw an end to my silicone tube because it's half full yet, and I don't want to ruin it. People stick a nail in it or they just leave it. Don't do it. Put a big long screw in there that goes down to there. And then you can just grab that baby with the pliers and pull it back out in 2 months. And the whole chunk out of this tube comes out. And then you got instant silicone again. It's good. Hey, there's a trick and you can get a hold of it. A nail don't seem to bite onto it. You'll pull the nail out and the silicone will stay. There's your trick. That's a threaded freaking screw. 2.5, 3 inches long. You can get a hold of a vice grip or pliers and pull it right back out. There's trick number one. But they always say, if you watch directions, push in the seam, your silicone sealant, or if you're doing your windows, your latex crap, that's water-based shit. And, they say clean it first. You go to fill gaps. You don't just angle your gun, cut the tip, the tip's cut at an angle. Yeah, it's hard to do with one cigarette, one hand, and one phone. But you cut your tip at an angle where you're comfortable working, and you do push it like this. But pushing ain't gonna do stuff because it's gonna drag. And make it big. Everybody, you don't want to see. You gotta make it. You go like this, all right? You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I've done tiling and, jobs that are silicone-based, 100% silicone that have been around for 30 years. That's how you do it. You just don't go and push it forward because it will drag on each side. And you want a big gob like I got here. I don't care what it looks like. I want to seal the hole. Here's the trick. Have it clean, get wide. You want it wide. When you're finished, it'll look like that. Yeah, there's my finger with silicone on it yet. Yeah, that's what, if you look close, when I care and it wants to look nice, that's what it's going to look like. But look at the surface area from here to here. You understand? You make a little tiny bead, there's no surface area. I did this for a reason. Here. Like 5 years ago. didn't need surface area because the goo-goo was still there. But yeah, if I want to make it last forever, well, I'm going to have to redo this end. This whole side here is going to have to probably be replaced. And on the front is a lot worse, and the whole front of the camper is going to have to be peeled away. But yeah, if you do it right the first time, not a problem. But run a big bead, all right, and work it like this. And make a big glob. Some people say the bigger the glob, the better the job. Well, I always say, you know, running something like that, the more the jizz, the happier the old lady is. Get it? And then you put a big smear. And then people on YouTube are showing, run that whole bead of goo-goo all over, and then spray it with water or water and alcohol, or wet your finger and wipe it. Don't do that right away. Take your finger. Now I'm going to go where there's no silicone, because silicone needs an adhesion area, okay? See, from here to here, here to here. Where do you think it's going to adhere more? Up here. Here's where the problem is. Here's where it runs down in the water, but this thing called surface tension and stuff I'll get into in another video. But you fill this baby up. So fill it up from here to here. If you know about an idea, fill it clear up, overdo it, and then I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to do, you want surface area, so you want the silicone to touch all of this edge here. Not just a little tiny crack. In here, you want it to touch all the way up to this edge. Look at all the little bugs and gnats and them invisible biting buggers, but I don't know if you can see them on camera. They're thick and they're coming after me. You want it to touch all the way up when you run your finger. And you want it to go, you know, core ½ inch out. If you want adhesion, the more surface area it can stick to, the longer and the stronger the bond's going to be, and it's not going to come out. You don't want to run a little tiny like this. Just right in here. Fill that baby up, all the way up, you know, halfway up this curve, out to about here. Big old glob working back and forth, but yeah, pushing it, but make a big old glob. And then, here's the trick. Do not wet it. Do not spray water on it on the first wipe. Have plenty of old rags or cardboard or something you can wipe up the excess. But put your finger, if I can get this angle, let me see right, well, I can show you right here in the corner. You can take, say this is all full of goo-goo right here, right? And this is still wet. You fill it all the way up to here, your first pass. There, you can barely see the light from the sun. There you go. See that gap? That's going to be full of silicone. You put your finger way out of the way, plant it on top, and then drag it, and then wipe the goo off, okay? So you have basically a ½ inch of contact here and full contact all the way up the side. Once you make that first pass, then you can take your finger and wipe off anything that's out here or up here and smooth it. Which, right here, you know, a professional goo-goo job looks like this. Right here, from here to here. Then, after you do that, you run, you know, you got to remember your angle. The more surface area, if you want it to last, if it's for some other customer, it's got to last a year. Oh yeah, take your finger like this, like they show you, and just drag it. And then wipe the, that's bullshit. You want it to last if it's your stuff. You want the most surface area at all. You go like this. And then wipe it off. And then do that again. Do not spray it with any type of water or alcohol or anything until you have the full area you want covered. Then spray it. And then you can wipe it down, which I didn't do up here because I don't care. That's for major leaks for coming in where the seams are. But yeah, I didn't care about making it pretty here, but yeah, you know. And look. There you go. And now this, like, yeah, there's silicone. That's that thin stuff drying out. This is going to all be replaced, this whole strip and everything. But yeah, run a big wide bead. But don't just push it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And, and then drag it the way the frickin' water runs, okay? we're going to talk about surface tension. I'm going to make a video because, like, yeah, here's the biggest kicker they have on pop-up campers. They're still made the same way, haven't changed. Brand new ones I went and looked at. Here is, my camper is open a little bit. Here is my finger. Okay, here's my finger, not even a bad one. That's how much gap with a little plastic rubber, not very flexible seal, not even a silicone seal, that goes over this edge to keep all the water out. There's a thing called surface tension with water. This will drop basically to the same place, okay? Right here. When this flip, everything's not quite. Well, there's a thing called surface tension. If it's dew or any kind of moisture, you know, pouring down rain will jump quicker. It's all physics. I'll explain it simple. It's called surface tension. It will run down here and crawl under this edge because it has nowhere else to go but right up under here, because it only has to go this far, right? Which is going to be right here. It's going to follow this edge to here. Surface tension is going to make it stick. It's going to follow my finger all the way back under and basically back up and drop inside the edge. And this is a solid piece, but see here in the back's where they always rot out, because look, there's no big solid lip and no dam. It's straight down. The water's gonna follow here, even dew in the morning. It's gonna come back underneath. It's gonna hit that rubber boot, which is fine. Any gaps in that rubber boot, it's gonna come down, hit here. It's gonna come down, lay here, and then it's gonna travel to the temperature differential, which is going to be warmer inside, which will draw the water, which nobody ever talks about. We'll draw that moisture right in to there, and it's going to run down inside this camper. If they would extend this piece of aluminum down to here, you know, instead of barely making it even match here, all you have to do is find a way to keep the moisture out, surface tension to go past that lip. You know, a rule of thumb, you always double or triple for surface tension on the distance you want to keep the water out, but they don't care. They're out to sell fucking camper. You go down to here, you know, when I have to redo this, it's going to have this lip, and I don't know if I'll use aluminum strips or what, but it's going to be watertight, riveted or welded to this once I redo the end, and it's going to cover all the way down to here, because with surface tension, the temperature differential will never make enough difference to make it go up 3 inches, okay? Water will travel down this, if it's even with this, go down, up, over, and down inside this camper. Ask anybody that has a pop-up camper where they have leaks, even though it's even a year or two old. It's not the roof, unless it always seeps in and gets inside the front and the rear. I put my hand in my wet silicone. Ain't that a bite? Yeah, but that's an idea. Oh, and you want to see something cool? Check this out. I bought a brand new 12-pack of Pepsi at the Mini Mart. And while I was caulking the corners of my roof where I know I have a problem, if you can see it, look at this. I got a carton of Pepsi that's broken. Has a pop can in it somewhere. I'm like, oh, cool. I wonder how big of a splotch that left on my floor in my beautiful work cart. It probably ain't gonna hurt, and I have like plastic and junk and, you know, stuff to cover up like that. But yeah, there's my work cart. It's beautiful. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But yeah, it ain't been beat up. I just grabbed the top one. Apparently it was powdered. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you need to take that back. Get your money back. It's 1 can of Pepsi. Screw it. It ain't hurt nothing. I'm trying to find my rag to wipe my hand off. Here you go. It's an old bed sheet. You have old sheets, never throw them away. If you ever work on anything. I'm showing my camper while I'm holding the phone in, wiping the silicone off my hand. And don't worry, silicone in that little bit, like stuck in my hand, you know, let it dry. and it'll peel right off. And it's not hazardous to humans unless you're like buried up to your neck in it, and then it goes over your head and you can't breathe. But yeah, that's how you do that. Never spray wet silicone until you have it all squished in. I said, Ronnie, the fucking physics guy, I'm going to show you about surface tension. I want to make some neat little freaking videos once it gets too cold where I can't play outside no more. But yeah, surface tension, this spot here, that's all you got. Surface tension in the water. We'll follow this, go underneath it, follow it, and go right inside, even if this is closed totally. You know, no matter what you do. They don't care. It makes it pass warranty. All right, man. Beautiful night. Look, there's always something beautiful. Oh, getting dark. Wind's going down to like 25 mile an hour. It's going to be 67 tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, man, I need to drive another 30 minutes all the way back to Norfolk to make them pay for one Pepsi can that was broken. I can't believe it wasn't leaking. It was probably leaking in the store, but I was just in a hurry and grabbed it. But yeah, that's pretty funny. There's my Budweiser. There's my Lincoln. Ew! Lincoln can't pull the camper. It ain't. Well, it could, but I'm not going to do it. That's what I'm going to pull it with. But or my rat rod, my new motor is almost ready to go, but tranny ain't. And, you know, I ain't have time. But this guy right here, the old rat rod, is going to be pulling the rat camper, and this rat camper is going to be lifted about another 8 inches off the ground. So, you know, when I go camping, I don't go to campgrounds. I go off grid, eh? It's cool. Yeah. Nebraska schedule Huskers 2019. Sucks. No point in that. Good thing it was free. I wouldn't have paid for that. All right, but yeah, clean everything. As I said, the bigger the gob, the better the job. More the jizz, the happier the old lady is, you know, and then wipe it down, and then on your last pass, if you're doing interior like kitchens along your countertops, then spritz it down with a little water with alcohol, rubbing alcohol in it, when you got all the excess wiped up, and then go across. Because once that silicone gets wet, it don't hurt the silicone, but any dampness that is around it, if you're not finished, it will not stick. Silicone will not stick to water. Hello, guess what? Surprise, surprise. Except water will stick to silicone and travel down and upside down. Called surface tension. Alright, there's Ronnie's physics lesson on how to caulk. You know, I used to work some ladies in the factory that said, I never get enough caulk, I'm not bullshitting. That was when you could say stuff like that and everything was cool before sexual harassment and racist and shit. It's when everybody was just fucking human and everybody got along and were cool with shit instead of these psycho snowflake fucks. Oh, that's my point of view. Alright, man. But yeah, there you go. Put it up, make sure it's clean and dry. Run the AO. And level it out, wipe your fingers off in a rag or a 2x4, whatever, and then don't ever spray that or wet your finger until you got the whole AO covered and you're just wiping down the edge. And nobody's going to be looking at this roof. I don't care. Yeah, I'm pulling it with that or that. I'm not here to impress the frickin' neighbors. I'd be having a big giant motorhome and shit with slide outs and pop outs and yeah, well, that's why I live here where it's beautiful. I don't have to impress anybody. Rule number 1 in reality of a human life. Pardon my language, but the only motherfucker you have to impress is yourself. Alright? Remember that, and you might have a lot better days. Keep up with the The only motherfucker you gotta impress is the one you see in the mirror when you get up in the morning. Or when you get up at night, or when you walk by a mirror. Got it? Pretty simple, but it's the truth. Alright, y'all have a good one. I'll be back, but I might have to edit this, but I probably won't. Screw it. Have a good one. I'll be back. I'll explain surface tension with water, you know, and other fluids too. Cool breeze. Oh, and I got new toys. Freaking ozone. It's pretty cool. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.